UK government taking a position on China that's much more in line with your administration's?
Well, that's a great round of questions. Secretary Lutnick, we've not heard from you in a while.
Clearly, I'd like the UK, who was our great friend and ally, to be aligned with us. Right? That's clear. With respect to interest rates in America, there's been a classic policy that when the U.S. economy does well, raise rates and put brakes on it. When the U.S. economy is doing poorly, cut rates and add gas to it. But basically define mediocrity one way or the other. And President Trump thinks quite differently. We are the best credit in the world. Why are we paying a higher rate than all the other credits of the world? It makes no sense. Our rates are too high. It's just binary. Our rates should be much lower so that our economy can finally flourish. I think we're going to grow more than 5% GDP this quarter, and that's for the $30 trillion U.S. economy. And if rates were lower, you would see us hit 6%. What is holding us back is ourselves. Okay? We are going to align our economy and our industrial policy with growth and success, and we hope to export that. I hope the UK follows our energy policy, follows our digital policy, so that our great tech companies can invest in the UK, can invest in Canada, can invest in Europe. But they can't if they have the Digital Services Act, the Digital Services Act, the Digital Markets Act, the digital this, the digital that. Europe has taxed our companies with fines and regulatory attacks more than they've earned in taxes on their own technology companies. Instead of saying, come and build and grow and build data centers here, they tax the heck out of them with fines and regulations that harm them. It's illogical. There's a reason the United States has $18 trillion of economic power coming in. You just watch. I couldn't say 5%, and I couldn't say, I think 6% if we cut interest rates is in the cards, unless that $18 trillion comes to America to build. And let me give you a hint. It's coming, and it's coming fast.
But I asked you about the principle of independence. Who gets to decide whether rates should be higher or lower? Whether you're right, should it be independent, or should you and the president get to decide that?
Well, thank you for putting me in it. It has nothing to do with me, but thank you. The President of the United States gets to pick the members of the Board of Governors. He will pick the governors that he thinks are the best, and therefore the outcome will be set by the governors. That is set. The President has clearly set what he thinks the right answer is, which is lower rates based on our credit, not based on some other nonsense. But he will pick the governors, and the outcomes will be set by the Fed governors.
That I find illuminating in the sense that it's the sheer drama of your vision of potential American growth that helps us better understand the stakes in the struggle over the Fed. I think that is actually, for me, quite an illuminating answer. It segues very well with the AI discourse as well, about the urgency of the current moment and the coincidence of the AI boom with the first year of the Trump presidency. As a historian, I think we'll look back on as a hugely powerful moment. We had a bunch of really other interesting questions. Maybe, Chancellor Reeves, you would like to pick up the question from Maureen Khan?
Yes, first of all, I'll say something about central banks, though. In the UK, with this government, we very much believe in the independence of central banks and, indeed, respect for wider economic institutions. It's only 3 and a bit years ago that a previous Conservative Prime Minister and Chancellor spent months undermining the Bank of England, didn't allow the independent forecaster to do a budget forecast, combined with a load of unaffordable tax policy, sent interest rates soaring in the UK, inflation was unleashed and pensions were put in peril. And so we very much believe that even though, of course, we would like interest rates to be lower, we have to get inflation down to get interest rates lower, which is why we're taking £150 off of energy bills for all UK households from April this year, freezing rail fares, freezing prescription charges to bring down inflation, which is currently at 3.2%. Bank of England think it will be back at target by late spring, early summer, and that will enable the Bank of England